August.
Wow.
Crazy.
Wow. It's that time again, you guys. It's a new month. We have a new TBR video for you. Last month, we had a goal set. We pretty much read everything we said we were going to read. We want to keep that going this month. Half of the year's already gone by. We're running out of time, and there's a lot of series we have on our physical TBR that we want to have read by the end of the year. We do have some standalones thrown in here, but for the most part, these books are part of a series we're already reading.
I do want to finish the Folk of the Air series this month. Holly Black does a very good job on ending her books on cliffhangers that just make you want to read the next book. So I am excited going into this. I really did enjoy the second book more than the first one, so I'm hoping that little trend follows and I like this one better than the second one. This is my second fantasy series that I've ever read, so I'm ready to continue the story, see how it's going to end, and move on to my next fantasy series.
A series I know I have to have read by the end of the year is the Throne of Glass series by Sarah J. Maas. Last month I started with Assassin's Blade despite popular opinion. I'm so glad I started with that one because now I'm ready for Throne of Glass. This was the first one published. I'm so ready to see how the writing compares. Because she wrote Assassin's Blade way after this first book, I want to see if she connected everything really well. I got a really good understanding of who Selena was in Assassin's Blade. I'm so ready to see where this journey starts off and where she goes from here. I have 6 books left to read in this series and only 5 months left of the year, so I'm gonna have to double up 1 month. I'm just so ready to finally experience this book because everyone loves it.
And we loved ACOTAR.
And we loved ACOTAR. So
a standalone I want to read this month is Before We Were Strangers. Let me start off by saying this specific trope is one that I have said time and time again I do not enjoy, and that is second chance romance. It's just not my thing. I'm not here for it. I feel like most of the time it's just miscommunication. But with this one specifically, after reading the synopsis, I'm seeing that the reason that they had the split was because the girl really wanted to focus on her career, so she moves to South Africa to work for the National Geographic. That is a good reason to split apart. I feel like this is more realistic. Hopefully they realized they had to grow apart just to come back together and be even stronger. Maybe this book will make me like second chance romance.
Yeah, that's true. A series I started this year that quickly became one of my favorites ever is the Zodiac Academy series by Caroline Peckham and Suzanne Valiente. They are sisters. I love that. We follow 2 twin sisters that grow up in the human world till they discover that they are fae. They have to learn to harness their power while defending their throne from the 4 heirs who are trying to steal it. It's honestly just such a well-developed series. It's very character-based, and we like stories like that, but it also has such a great plot. The world I'm in love with. The next book I have is book 6, and that is Fated Throne. I honestly was going through this series so quick, and I knew that the last book in the series is being released this December, so I paused for a moment and I tried to drag out these last few that I have left. There's only 7 released right now, but they also have a companion novel to book 1 that's in the guy's perspective, and I want to read that too. So I technically have 3 books left. I'm so ready to jump back into this world. I've missed it. I haven't read anything close to it, and I'm ready to keep going.
I have said over and over and over again that I'm going to read this book, and I think this is the month that I'm actually going to do it. Razorblade Tears. I know I'm gonna love it because just based off the synopsis, it sounds so good. It says there's 2 ex-cons with little in common other than a criminal past and a love for their dead sons. They're going to bond together and their desperate desire for revenge. I think the story sounds really interesting. It does sound a little more grown. It was a 2021 Book of the Year finalist for Book of the Month, so I'm sure it'll be great.
Do I have any business starting a new series? No.
Oh,
however,
my God. Are you serious?
I know, but hear me out. This is a book I want to have read this year. I've heard nothing but amazing things. I think it has the potential to be one of my favorites of the year. So I gotta read at least the first book, and that is Jade City by Fonda Lee. In the haul video, a bunch of you guys said this was a really good book. I knew it. I'm excited to read it. Jade City begins an epic tale of family and honor, the Godfather with magic and kung fu set in an Asia-inspired fantasy metropolis.
Ooh.
Come on. I mean, that sounds so good. I don't want to bite off more than I can chew this month. This one is a thicker book. It is the start of a new series. However, I just really want to have it read already. We're reading 10 books this month, right? Yeah. I think it'll happen. And this was a winner of the World Fantasy Awards, so
nice.
Let's get it started. Ha!
I will definitely be reading Namesake this month. I just read Fable and it was so good. I was so impressed. I was so immersed in this story. Like, I was on this boat. I was on this Quengens. Wait.
No, that's not it. Quengens?
I was on this quest with them. Adrian Young, just like Holly Black, did a great job in the ending, so you automatically want to read the next one. Book 1 was very adventurous. We got to meet the found family, learn about all of them. As Fable descends deeper into a world of betrayal and deception, she learns that the secrets her mother took to her grave are now putting the people Fable cares about in danger.
Ooh.
I'm ready to move on and finish it. And then you were telling me that Adrian Young is actually coming out with a prequel.
I believe this year.
Ooh. So we will definitely be reading that.
I finally started the Mortal Instruments series. The next one I have is City of Glass. This is book 3. I liked book 1. Book 2 was a little bit disappointing, so I'm hoping this one is a step up from that. Cassandra Clare has so many books. The Mortal Instruments is just the first phase, so I want to have these read already. I love the idea of shadow hunters who hunt demons in the mortal world. With each book, Clary is discovering more about herself. She's kind of growing into her own skin, discovering what she can do. These are really easy reads. I'm excited to read this next one. And I did watch the movie adaptation of City of Bones and I loved that. So now I know what all the characters look like in my head and I'm just going to apply it to the book.
I do want to read The Beach House by James Patterson. This will be my first James Patterson book, which apparently he's a really big deal. This one sounds really good though. It sounds like a, oh, here he is. We see there are 2 brothers. One of them ends up drowning and he dies, and the police are saying that it is an accident and that's what they're ruling it as. Jack knows his brother grew up in the ocean. He was a perfect swimmer. He knows there's no way that it was an accident. He's going to be investigating and trying to figure out what happened and the truth behind his brother's death. A lot of the murder mysteries we read, I feel like they're very predictable. So I'm hoping because this author is very well known and established, it's going to catch me off guard. And it is a summer book, so I need to read it in the summer.
The last one I have is the next book in the Briar U series. I've been reading one of these each month. This is the one I have next, The Play. This series has given me a lot of respect for hockey. There's enough intertwined in the guy's point of view that I kind of understand the sport more.
For sure.
For sure. I'm ready to read it. You guys know the deal.
The deal.
The deal. Come on.
I do want to finally read the sequel to A Good Girl's Guide to Murder, which is Good Girl, Bad Blood. A lot of people say they like this one so much. I've even heard people say they like this one even more. Good Girl's Guide to Murder, I'm pretty sure I gave it 5 stars. Also really love that in this book, we're seeing the same characters that we saw in the first one. Pip and Ravi started a true crime podcast of everything that they had dealt with and been through in the first book together. Pip insists that her sleuthing days are behind her, but I do not think that they are. Someone she knows goes missing, so now she feels like she has no choice but to investigate. And I'm ready to see if I'm going to enjoy this one more than the first one.
The last 2 books we have on our list, we actually both want to read this month. And the first one we just recently got, which is The Love Hypothesis by Ali Hazelwood. As far as rom-coms go, this one has been very popular.
Oh yeah.
Just throughout the year, we've been constantly seeing great reviews and people talking about it. I know it was a book of the month book.
I'm excited to see if we're going to like it just as much as everyone else, or if it's going to be one that we think has been overhyped. And then we have Addicted After All that we both want to read. I'm very sad that we're kind of coming to the end already.
I'm ready because they do have a spin-off series about all the kids and we gotta start it, so I'm ready to finish this. Lillian Lowe has been the foundation of this story. This being their last book is crazy.
After we finish this book, we will have 3 more in the Calloway Sisters series and then we will be done.
2 addicts, 1 epic love story. I can't believe this is the end.
Prepare for the worst. What do you mean?
What?
We said we're going to try to read 10 and we're going to keep this in here that we want to read 10, so we pressure ourselves.
You guys have to hold us accountable at the end of the month. We need to start reading right this second, if we're being honest.
Yeah. Let us know in the comments what book you are most excited to read in August.
Also, we're going to start being more active on all our social medias, and they're always in the description, so make sure to check that out, as well as like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and we will see you guys next time. We pretty much read everything we said we were going to read.
We had a good excuse for the ones that we did not.
Right. It wasn't just because we didn't want to.
Right.
We just didn't have access to it or we didn't want to. This is the crunch time now. Crunch time?
Sure, crunch
This is crunch time now.
I just don't like miscommunication.
Yeah, no one does.
It's like, hello? Just text me.
Yeah. Ain't that crazy?
How many pages is that?
647.
God.
But look at how huge these pages are. Like, look at this.
Oh, that.
Right?
That's
this is the Bible.
small.
I know.
For the rest of the Addicted / Calloway Sisters series, we have like 5 books left.
Right, we have
So
to
it's
read
like
one
we
every
have
month.
to read. Sorry, I know
Sorry.
you don't like hearing about it every time, but they both have a past that. Oh my God, they're gonna go back to jail.
You think?
Yeah.
No.
Both of them.
There's no way. Together?
Yeah, and they're gonna fall in love. Oh, and I think it's.
Jess, I just gotta get this first one done. And I think today's the day. I think this month is the month.